Howdy, hey bays. Evie, Aswiti here. Welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year, happy 2024. I went to Kenya and I absolutely loved my time there. I'm originally from Kenya. I wanted to have this video be 5 lessons I learned traveling abroad and spending time in my homeland. Just in general, like what I'm carrying over to 2024 based off that trip. It was absolutely stunning. It was like a rediscovery, rebirth for me. And I'm at a point in life where I'm like, gonna make it a point to go to Africa every year, like no matter what. So if that interests you, then keep on watching. I am truly grateful and happy to be back on camera. I'm actually back on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, please do follow me. Let me know if you want to do like a video about why I got back to Instagram, but this trip was kind of one of the reasons why I decided to get back into Instagram. Follow me on Instagram and you can get my latest updates and all the things. I went to Kenya for almost a month. It was absolutely amazing. The first lesson I learned about going to Kenya is that whatever you have in the country you're from, let that go and let it stay there in the country you're from. Like, going abroad has taught me that when you go to other countries that aren't Western, and I'm speaking to people that are either from the US, Canada, the UK, whatever, any Western world country, really have respect and open your mind to a life outside of America or the Western world when you visit a country that's considered third world or a country that's just has other philosophies and principles that aren't prevalent in where I'm from, the US. That's the first lesson. Like, be open-minded and be open to what is different in other places and not try to like compare, like in America this would happen, if not this would happen. Like, I've definitely learned like going to another country can really open your mind up to what blessings you have, but also like what you like about leaving versus what you already have in your regular day-to-day life, you know? I stayed in Nairobi and Kisumu Dala, which is where my family is from. I love Nairobi. I was born there. That's my place. But I love going to the lakeside as well. That's also my home too. And I just think that one thing's for sure is that the smell when you get off the plane is like so nostalgic. When you could smell like, oh my God, this smells like just earth and people and like it just smells like you're in Africa. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you smell the earth, you see the soil, you smell like people, you smell, it's just memories flooding my brain when I like went there. So that was number one. Number two is that I am such a nature, scenic, views girly, even more from going to Kenya. Like, Kenya is a place that has all terrains. Like, it has desert, it has forests, it has lakes, it has the coast, it has everything that you want in a terrain, and the wildlife is just everywhere. You know, I'm not saying like you step off the plane and you're gonna see like an elephant or a rhinoceros or a tiger, but like in a major city, the capital, you could go not too far and like be hanging out with giraffes like I was and have an amazing time. And I'm telling you, like, that time at the Giraffe Center in Karen in Nairobi was so fun. It was so amazing. I honestly was like in such a peaceful state of how happy the giraffes were, how respectful the tourists were to like the land there, and even just being in a place where I can like see my people and like speak our language and all the things. I was just like, this is it for me. So like the wildlife, the nature, how it's intertwined into the metropolitanness of Nairobi and Kisumu too, top tier, love it. Third lesson I learned is that your identity matters so much. Like, having an identity really makes or breaks just the difference of how you move around in this world. I think like being in that hustle and flow type of mindset 24/7 can kind of take away of like the purpose of why you're hustling or why you're working so hard or why you're existing in this life. But me going back to Kenya and being with my family and being in a place where my parents are from, it hits different. Like it hits different when you know who you are and you're sure of yourself that no matter what in your life, like whatever happens in your life, it just you just have a sense of I'm who I am and nothing can take that from me. And I think when I was there and I had that deep sense of like trueness to me, I just felt like, wow, like what is my purpose? What am I doing whatever for? What am I on YouTube for? What am I reasonings going back on Instagram? Like what are my fears? Like what are my nightmares? How do I let it go? Like I just felt like, dang, being in Africa, being in Kenya, like being in a place where everyone looks like me and I feel like I'm just could live there, it just gave me just goosebumps. And I think that sense of identity is what drives me to just in 2024, like I'm going 100% all in. Like I am real life gonna be the person who I'm meant to be, and I'm not afraid of being seen anymore. Like I'm going to be what I'm called to be, and that's to be a full content creator, and that's also to be my true self and to thrive and flourish how I was created to be. So that's number three, identity. Number four, the food. Man, eating in Africa is amazing. Like the food is gonna food like no other. You're not gonna feel like as bad eating junk food there because even the junk food is like healthier for you, you know? I love like going to the supermarkets, going into like the rural markets and getting stuff like the old school way and being able to just make food that feeds your soul and just like gets you feeling good, looking good. Like when I came back from Kenya, my skin was popping. I felt nourished. Like I just felt like I should have stayed there for like 2 months or something because it just was just that bomb. I didn't want to leave. But I think like food says a lot about culture and it says a lot about just, experiences in life. And I literally could say that like my time spent with food and the storytelling around food at the table with like certain family members or like friends was just unmatched. And speaking of stories, my fifth part is going to actual landmarks that have significant meaning. I went to this lake called Simbi Naima, and it's a magical lake. Like, there's a really deep story behind it. You could definitely look it up yourself because I don't know if I'll have time on this catch up about it. But, like, this lake has a story about don't underestimate people for how they look and where they come from because how you treat other people can affect your very demise in life and your end output in life. And I'll leave it at that. But I went there and it was such a special time because going to that lake just meant a lot to me given that I was in my village area where my tribe is. And I was able to see flamingos, which are like my favorite bird ever. Like, I love flamingos. There's usually a bigger lake that's meant for flamingos. It's called Lake Nakuru. It's in central Kenya. I wasn't able to go there because the drive was a bit long, but I managed to see actual flamingos at Lake Simbi. And I was so happy because I was able to like see them, frolic with them, just see how beautiful they are, like the noises that they make. And I just was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like just being near nature, just seeing wildlife just be in front of you, just like it's nothing that people pay for in the States, to go to a zoo for like the animals that look sad all the time. Man, this was literally so good, like so top tier. Like I loved it. I just had a ball and I just want to go back. But since I can't go back right now, I think what I'm carrying into the 2024 is I want my 2024 to be the year of being seen and the year of being myself and the year of having faith in me and the year of having faith in what my mother's prayers, grandmother's prayers, and great great grandmother's prayers have fashioned into me today. And I don't think something like that is meant to be slept on or meant to be diminished. So I'm going to do my part by making sure that everything that I desire in my heart becomes a reality, period. So, and that's just that on that. I'm happy to be back on my channel. You're definitely going to see a lot more content from me. Please do bear with me though, because, you know, I'm not perfect at posting a lot, but I've just learned that I just need to be authentic to me and know that I want to build more of my community on YouTube and other platforms and to connect with you all more. So I know I have a video up that's actually doing really well about how I deleted Instagram after a year, but I can say now that after 1.5 years breaking that, I guess, streak of not being on Instagram, being back on it, I have such a better purpose and better sense of mental health to handle the things that I didn't like about Instagram now and create it into something that fits my personality and my goals of being on social media and having it be like striking a good balance of having my offline life be amazing and having my real life be amazing and my online social media life, you know? So I'm very happy I came here to be able to share a bit of my Kenya trip with you. Always open to answer questions or to hear from you and see how your year is going. Is 2024 doing well for you? Let me know. I'm just happy to be back. And at this point, this is like a first take type of video, and I'm just glad that I got good lighting before the sun sets. So that's it for me for today. My name's Evie Aswiti. Thank you so much for coming by on my channel, and always remember that you glow for a living because you're lit from within, beyond skin deep. Bye.